you an esports fan? Prove your knowledge and start winning cash on Alpha Draft Fantasy Esports. This year, we'll pay out over $5 million in prizes to over 50,000 esports fans every single week. To play, first select from hundreds of contests from the hottest esports. Then, choose your team of pros and watch their stats update in real time during games. Right now, we'll match every dollar you deposit up to $250. What are you waiting for? Redeem your deposit bonus and play Alpha Draft now.
Welcome everyone to RGN, here for the European Open Excelling Esports versus rizeGaming. It is best of one format. We're in the gauntlet here in the lower bracket. I am Sprawl. By my side is the one and only Laser Jesus, and again, we're on Inferno, Laser. Just the best of maps, right? The best of times.
Oh yeah, I wonder what we're gonna see on this map. So your options are so limited, but I've only casted Excelling, if I'm not mistaken, and they are the underdogs at about a 2-to-1 favorite. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how these rizeGaming guys play.
Yeah, Rise actually, I had the privilege of casting them versus Arctic, and they went 2-1. They actually won on Inferno. I think it was 22-20. So not too bad. They ended up losing fairly convincingly in the following two maps, so unfortunate in that regard. But Inferno, I think this is the map that they don't mind landing on, whereas we've got Excelling. They lost to Epiphany Bolt, and that was 2-0, 16-4, and 16-6 here on Inferno. Was 16-4 was on Cobblestone. So yeah, interested to see how this one's going to go down. Arctic Esports going to be waiting for the winner in the next round of the lower bracket. But again, we're going to have the Excelling guys starting on the CT side. If we take a look at the equipment, we're going to have 4 vests, and so Cested, he's going to have a kit and a smoke.
For Rise, lots of Molotovs here. It looks like they're going to try to carpet bomb this B bomb site. In just a second, I think they might have used one of them for car. So yeah, 5 Molotovs being bought. Now we're going to see how good is this rizeGaming take. They can clear a bunch of spots. Fry, he's in the back of the bomb site. He should get flushed out by this. They have pushed him to the back corner, but his teammate's still alive. That's Raccoon getting some from the spindle area. Fry's taking forever to go down. One of them actually tries to shank him. They're going to get the bomb down now, but was all those nades worth it? We're going to find out.
As the retake now underway, Foggy onto Aki. So it will be a 3-on-4. Sprad tries to pop out of the smoke near Banana, and he will not. Okay, eventually capitalizes on that 1v1, but now 2-on-1 Sprad. He's got to come up with the firepower here. They do collect the kit, and that should be the round as one of them gets on it, but he's not the one with the kit. So swapping it up, and it will be Excelling picking up the first pistol round. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen that kind of investment on a pistol round. Just a lot of Molotovs, and I don't know if that actually, yeah, it put that player out in the open, but how long it actually took them to kill, I think that was Fry at Shadow there. You hope that frag comes immediately because you pushed him out in the open, but they literally closed the distance, like you were saying. They almost knifed him. That's how long it took to get him down. So anyhow, going to be a CT-sided pistol round.
Yeah, the reason we don't often see that on pistols is because it's so much of your starting money. And it really limits what else you could do post-plant in that round. Nobody's good. If you buy a Molotov, you can't have armor. So those USPs, you start getting tagged a little bit, it can get really rough. So a big investment. Yeah, they got the bomb down. So it will give them a 3rd-round AK. So at least they got that going for them. But yeah, I'm kind of undecided if it's worth it or not to go for that kind of strat, given your odds winning post-plant are probably not that good.
And it's interesting that they keep 0 of them for post-plant as well. They're all basically entries into B, which, to be fair, it's one of the harder bomb sites to take. But moving into this round, Rise, like you were stating, they got that bomb plant, so not a lot invested in this round. They're taking it slow, though, and I don't mind this, that they're at least grouping up, just trying to find some openings, and Sprat actually does indeed find his opening. One frag towards Library. They've got two fairly low on the map as well. Foggy and Pit. He does have a teammate there. So Cess did, but he gets dinked as well. And coming in from Graveyard, Sprad. There's two very low players in Pit. This could be a huge turning point in the round if he can down these players. Buffy slowly walking through middle, hoping they don't get flanked from that location. But now with 20 seconds remaining, the bomb is still up on balcony, so their time is very limited. Sprad recognizes he's very low without armor. Eventually he does go down. Buffy to try and do some damage, but it won't be so. That honestly was very close to being a super expensive round, but Rise just can't find their mark.
I don't particularly care for that sort of eco round from Rise. I mean, too spread out for my taste on eco. Like, yeah, they damaged a bunch of players, but winning 1 versus 1s against a player that has superior weaponry, kind of hard. And that's why we see more often teams go for a more grouped up style of eco. At Rise, we will see that 3rd round AK buy. Excelling looks like they're going to play standard, but they know that AKs are out now. They hear all that gunfire. The Rise taking it very slow. Excelling, if they knew the AKs were coming out, you might see some sort of aggressive player. There's a higher chance that that might come out. Or is Rise not caring about that at all, and this is what we're going to see from them the whole game. Still early, can't really tell yet. But what are they going to open up with? They've opened up so slowly that normally the amount of time it takes to burn the CT's nades, if that's what they're going for before they take, will take longer. This is a very tentative Rise to start things off.
Tentative Rise indeed, as you can see them heading back towards Banana. 45 seconds remaining. Santi, he'll anchor towards A. See if he can keep some players over there, as it is going to be a B-side take. Fry with that M4A1S. He's going to be positioned towards Spindle, and he does have another smoke, so they're going to have to push on through. They do find a bit of a timing. Fry was waiting for his M4 to be pulled back out, finds the double though before going down, so not a bad situation. Raccoon firing as well. I'll take down Sprad, so 2 on 4. As Urkamp is going to bait the plant. They've got 15 seconds, so he's got a little bit of time to play with, but that front sight smoke will dissipate. Now all of a sudden they're a little bit vulnerable. 1-for-1 trade, but eventually will go to Excelling. So on the first rifle round, it is going to be a CT-sided round, and you can see they're going to collect AKs on all of their players. Good news is they did have a lot of FAMAS moving into that round. Just to go back to that second round, it was so close to being expensive, but it wasn't, and all of the players except for one had an MP, or had a FAMAS rather, in that second round. So any of those guys go down, it would have been pretty hurting coming into that last round, but instead, keeping 4 alive, they had a decent nade set. They were able to hold them off, and now 3-0.
That first fake plant, since nobody bit from Excelling, you know that second one is going to be real. And that's when we saw them rush in and crumble on the 2v4. Unnecessary gamble, I think. That, or just like trying to dwindle the numbers down before you go for the plant, but they had no time. And that all plays into how passive Rise was taking in the beginning of the round. It took them a long time before they decided it was the best time to take, but upgraded pistols here. This round more grouped up than their previous eco. Now I'm going to try to jump into the pit here. So far getting ripped apart by Excelling. Economic damage is... It must. I mean, this is a best of 1. If things keep going the way they are, Excelling is going to have a massive... Rise is going to have to win numerous rounds consecutively to put them on the save. So yeah, let's take a look at that money right now. It's at a good spot, but not how out of control I thought it was.
Yeah, it's getting there, as invested in an op and such, so they do have quite a bit on the field at the moment, but not quite comfortable, like you were stating, but on their way. This is going to be their next hurdle, as Rise able to fully equipped, and this is fully, so they got Molotovs, got everything their hearts desire, and we actually see a bit of an aggressive banana take from the CT side as they lay their incendiaries down, and they do decent damage to Buffy, but actually they hold them off as well. One player boosting up onto logs. Buffy trying to see up and over the smoke. You can see how aggressive Foggy and Raccoon are playing near sandbags, with Fry rotating back and forth through CT spawn, and Molotov's actually going to flush them back, so Rise may be able to improve their positioning off of this if they feel like getting aggressive, but Still is a CT near Sandbag, so could be dangerous, but first blood on the opposite side of the map. See Santi go down near Boiler, so opening frag going excelling, not what Rise wanted to see at all.
Not at all. They're grouping up towards Banana. And excelling put the smoke down. That's going to be another 20 seconds-ish. And rizeGaming, they're going to cut this one very close. Let's check the utility. They have a couple Molotovs, so they can isolate a few positions, but 25 seconds, they leave very little time for anything to go wrong. As Foggy as well as Raccoon inside of the bomb site. Foggy goes down, but now Raccoon, he's just going to try to spam the bomb. Can he get it? No, the smoke's still up. And the spool's in the way. So now the retake. Tons of flashes for excelling. Gronkowski opens up with a nade. Now, they have to watch out for the flashes, as they do have the crossfire set up in the back of the site. Banana duel underway, won by Sprad. It's going to give Rise one more prong to attack from, or defend from, I should say. But now it's excelling who are cutting it very close. They're not even cleared in the bomb site yet. They haven't even tapped the bomb, and there's the crossfire. Likely gonna fry. Oh, gonna fry.
Likely going to fry. What a guy.
Likely gonna fry.
Oh man, Rise. They will pick up their first round, so good news in keeping 3 alive as well. Not too bad at all. So now, gotta build upon it though. Again, like you're saying, best of 1 format, no room for slow starting by any means. So you gotta bring things, again, right back, and if they win this round, they can break that CT side economy. That would be good news, and again, keeping 3 alive on their end, well, in theory, if they lose this round, they could maybe go for a force. Depends how much damage is dealt in this round. We'll find out as a little bit of banana control for the T side. Let's see. Got Santi over towards T apartments, making sure no one gets aggressive. On the CT side, they're actually working neat little stack here, as generally you'll see this stack in play towards truck side. It's just to get that player up on the roof, but instead they're actually working a totem bull strat, and it does pay off. Santi goes down looking for the trade as the AWP of Rise, but Sprad dealt quite a bit of damage, and yet again they're going to give up that entry, but to be fair, they gave it up last round and they were still able to make it work.
I'm wondering why that mid boost isn't used more often, because it looks really hard to deal with if you're trying to pre-fire that corner.
Yeah, so Cested has a very, very small angle there through the roof itself. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've seen that stack before. I'm a big noob though, so nonetheless.
I feel like I have, but if that's true, why don't I see it more often? Maybe. I'm not too sure, but he makes his way around. Wow.
Oh.
Aki somehow gets that kill, so Cested botched that. And with that, that will end the round, as excelling will be saving. And holy whiff. I mean, maybe he could have got something more through the smoke, but it's a correct decision from excelling here after that frag to just keep these weapons, bring them into the next. Problem being, no chance of force buying. If they would, it wouldn't be the most economically sound of decisions, but 4-2. And a save, mixed save from excelling to follow, or to follow the 4-1, that is. But Rise is on the hunt, and they don't really have that great of an economy themselves. But another boost from excelling. One at the beginning of the round, one at the end of the round. I guess you're never safe from the boosts.
Yeah, and we got the Tetris team over here excelling, just stacking bodies on top of bodies and making it work. So go for it yet again, and it will keep those weapons in play.
Right, hate to see this team on overpass.
Right, all the boosts being utilized there, I'm sure. Rise, again, 2 rounds to their favor, and actually excelling. They decide to force up behind this. So Cested going with the Nova. Got a Famasa and Raccoon. Gronkowski does have that M4. Again, they did keep 2 of the weapons bringing into this round, but again, stretched a little thin. This is a map that you don't really want to be without utility. I'm wondering if we see some aggression because of it, and so Cested, for example, he has pushed down T apartment Santi. Thinking about trespassing here, but he's just going to hold an angle of Cested, who might get blindsided here, as if he doesn't check properly, that's going to be that. Santi to take him down, so entry frag now going the T's way, and considering the last 2 rounds that the T's have won, and the entry frag didn't go their way, I think this is a good situation for them to find themselves in as they aggress towards B.
Raccoon puts the smoke down just in time. Gronkowski, his teammate in the site, has already used his, but I don't think they're going to wait for the smoke. They're going to go in right now. Good nades by Gumkowski. No, he missed one of them. But still a crossfire in the back. Scratch that. Only Raccoon now. As Gumkowski was dealt with immediately. But it is just a ruse as they're heading back towards the A side with everybody. However, Foggy is still in the pit, and he might be able to do this.
Yeah, he's going to be the critical element. Selling's going to win the round. It'll probably be on his back, and he gets two immediately. As Santi, Death from Above, tries to make it work. And now they're going to force the bomb plant, but Fry should be able to deny it, and indeed he does. Aki to follow as Foggy drops him from that pit location. And that's what we're talking about. That anchor player in pit can be so effective. If they don't see the bomb over at B, well, you don't rotate as that's what the anchor player's for.
It wasn't even that bad of a trade attempt by Rise. Sure, he was in the air, but that shot by Foggy when he flicked up like that, that was some sick stuff. And that was probably the round. So it seems like whoever's been getting the entry frag ends up losing the round,
right?
Somehow.
It's a bizarre stat, but it seems to be the case, though.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Excelling was going to get punished for their force buy there. The reason you don't see force buys in that particular economic situation, force buys are usually reserved for either the end of the match when you can't lose any more rounds, or when you can put your opponent back on the save by winning. rizeGaming isn't on a save here. But they're on a force, and Excelling is now in the economic position I was talking about. Excelling, even after winning their force, haven't stopped Rise from buying. So just about to take in towards B. Spool smoked underway. They love the Molotovs into the bomb site. Fry, though, he's jumping on top of the spools. They have another player here already joining the fray. That's Gumkowski from the CT. Still no bomb plant for Rise. Now they're going to get it down safely. Problem being, this rotate is really quick.
Yeah, already one coming up. Banana Aki's going to be spraying through smoke as Sesested attempting to find him with the Mag 7, but just can't find his mark. But the rest of the CETs trying to take in from construction and front of the bomb site. Aki just hiding at first set of oranges. Sesested does go down with his Mag 7. Arkin P can't get anything done as they do take on in, but running out of time here. Sprat's going to get a double kill, and Aki to finish the round as, again, pretty good crossfires from Rise. You can see they're not necessarily peeking out too wide to take individual aim duels. They're letting the CTs actually make it into the bomb site, and, well, then it's kind of a firing squad letting a rip onto them, and that's going to be that. Rise able to connect. Well, I was going to say string rounds together. They had those two, but CT's picking up that one force buy round, but now they really are in a hurting situation. I don't think we'll see a force here as indeed an eco coming out.
Did you catch who got the entry frag last round?
No, I didn't.
I forgot. I forgot, or I didn't see it, but I wish I knew. It's a worrying trend for the gun rounds. But save now for Excelling, and maybe a double. They did buy with a Nova before. Not afraid to play with the cheaper weapons, and Rise, they're patient on gun rounds. I expect them to be even more patient on their anti-ecos. So they're grouping up middle. The B-bomb site has been slightly stacked by Excelling. They're going to try to get at least one kill with this bait and switch setup at Arch. They have one in the closet and one trying to bluff as he's if the only player there, but Foggy goes down, bluff success. No, Rise not concerned about it. They did check it, so very clean anti-eco here from Rise.
Yeah, good stuff. Just sticking together, and I'm racking my brain at the moment, Laser. I really want to know who got the entry. I think it was Gumkowski going down first and foremost as they took in a B, because they pushed through that smoke. And he was playing at Fountain, and he got, like, just one tapped by the T side. So I think for once we actually saw Rise pick up the entry and win that round.
Curse has been lifted.
Going, right, apparently. So good news for them. And then, like you had stated, really good anti-eco there. Not a heck of a lot. Excelling was able to get done, and they're actually on double eco. We'll have a little bit to play with. Interesting that they invest in smokes and such. We'll see if this is going to pay off for them.
Yeah, what are they going to do with these? Looks like some aggression towards Banana this time, or just smoking it off. I mean, they have 3 players there with smoke, so perhaps just trying to delay for a very long time. I'm not too sure what the smoke's objective was there, as they get ran over at A. and the 3 players with smokes are over towards B. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I would love to theorize, but other than thinking, well, they just want to delay the rounds a little bit, that's about all I can really come up with. But even so,
I mean, if you bring your 3rd player there just for the smoke, you could smoke at the start of the round from your CT spawn if you're prepared. And, like, I don't know, if you're trying to delay them, what's the need for that 3rd player unless they're predicting it's going to be a B side take? I don't know. Maybe they just like smokes.
Could indeed be it. Yeah, maybe there's some reinforcement there, considering it has been quite a few B-side plays, and even with that one round, for example, player in pit able to deny the A-side play, it was a B fake that turned into an A-side play. Maybe there's something there, but nonetheless, moving into the next rifle round. Excelling now with an opportunity to stop the bleeding, so to speak. The T-side, they've got enough to lose a round and still purchase in the next. See Sprad with that AWP and 6,400. Gotta be a nice feeling. Holding that up and able to afford it again if he does drop it in this round. So, Rise, how are they going to take us? Again, 3 in a row for themselves. It's up to Excelling to bring themselves back into it. They had a hell of a start, but it is looking like the Rise show at the moment.
That's all it took is that first 2 rounds. As it's a gun round, and rizeGaming really switching the tempo up as they hit into A quickly. A fast flank by Raccoon, but he might get there a bit too late because Gumkowski will go down to Aki as well. This flank finally showing up for Raccoon, but now he's isolated from his teammate as Fry has to make his way around a smoke. Is Rise gonna expect this? Raccoon peeking out, he gets one, the Opper misses, and Raccoon will finally finish him. As Buffy and Sprad delaying for so long, not peeking, Sprad through the wall, and Fry to follow. 6-5 for Rise, and I love the tempo switch.
Yeah, quick A play, and it looked to catch Excelling off guard. For example, I think Foggy was the AWP inside of the site, and he was not in a position to hold off the balcony play as he kind of quick scoped in, tried to get someone as they were jumping off that balcony down towards truck, and that's a bit of a difficult flick shot. He doesn't land it, he goes down immediately, and that's A being compromised. So 6 rounds now for Rise, as doing big things on their T side. Back on Eco is Excelling, but of course with 4 rounds, or if they lose this one, which is kind of expected, we'll see if they can bring out some plays, but if they lose this one, they will have full loss bonus. So full by coming into the next round. Nonetheless, Raccoon getting a little bit aggressive towards top Banana here. He does go down. 19 hit points remaining, but can't get the job done. We can see Secested and Gumkowski very low as well. So again, the chances for Excelling to produce any damage, it's looking a little bit bleak, but we'll see. Again, maybe some tricky plays come in as we see the T's heading towards B.
Just gonna group up. Of course, they got the Molotovs, and I think they've been throwing the same Molotovs, so it looks like they missed part of it, but with these Molotovs, it allows them to just completely forget about the orange side and focus all of their attention on Dark and anybody else trying to shoot through the smoke. So really safe setup with the Molotovs, eliminating a lot of the dangers of Banana, which is that crossfire once you get into the bomb site. What's Excelling got for us in the next round? It's getting to the point in the half where if they keep doing what they're doing, there's not much hope for what's gonna change. So perhaps some aggression or something. I'd like to see it, because whenever Rise have been allowed to just dictate what happens later in the round, it seems to be working. And now they just in the previous gun round just switched up the pace and went with the fast play into A. So Excelling might want to be the ones to make the first move here.
Yeah, it's interesting with the amount of money they had. They didn't have enough to get an AWP onto the field, but Excelling opting to not go with that. To be fair, they haven't had a ton of success. They've had a couple frags here and there, but I'm going to be comfortable just with rifles. And this is actually one of the teams that we don't see adapting and moving to that M4A4. We got 4 M4A1S on the field. So it's interesting how changes like that take place and everybody kind of swears against the one, but then people slowly do come back. But with the T's grouped up towards car here More players hanging out. They're making sure Sprad watches middle. And again, the slow Inferno game here as Rise does look like they will commit to B yet again. And if you got a good Molotov setup, honestly, B is not a bad choice. And they've had some varied success here. Fry trying to be at the first set of oranges, jumps into the fountain. And like you were stating, these Molotovs allow them to kind of focus on that rightmost part of the site. You see both CTs dropped immediately on entry and almost spammed down there as Gumkowski, and it's going to be a 3-on-5 retake.
Yeah, this is why so many people peek down Banana on the CT side, because if you allow the T's to set up completely without getting any information, at least contesting the car at the start, perhaps giving your arch side player a bit more time to work with, and playing complete retake on B doesn't seem to be favored by a lot of teams either. So by allowing rizeGaming to just set up entirely, excelling will only have 2 players there and a rotate that's going to take a super long time. So once Rise, after the first gun round that they won, Banana, I don't think they've stopped Rise one time from this execution.
It's been a lot of Rise just, yeah, taking into that B-bomb site, making it work over there. They're now at 8 rounds. We got 2 rounds left in the half. We'll see if, in theory, excelling, they could make it out 8-7. Not an optimal score line for them, but not the end of the world either. I would consider it a bit of a salvage at this point, considering how early in the half those 5 rounds came for them and what we've been witnessing since then. So moving into this round, they do have full buy coming in. T-side going to spread out quite a bit of second middle control compared to the other situations that we've seen from them. Aki going to be alone towards Banana. And you can see the response here from excelling. Well, you've been hammering B so hard that we're just going to... This is not like they're going to have a quick... Well, I guess in theory they could quickly rotate someone and have them down moto, but this is a long time to have 3 players committed to B.
And this is a small risk from excelling, but the only risk I've really seen them take in some time, so I guess I like it. But what happened to Rise the last round that they lost? They got shut down when they tried to take into A, but now they're going to visit the bomb site when it's been a while. So it is the right time because excelling finally have stacked at the B side. So Cested goes down. Foggy needs another massive play if excelling are going to get around, and that's not going to happen at all. rizeGaming with a successful swap at the bomb site.
Aki going to cut off this middle rotate here. Raccoon is able to get 1, but he's traded off by Buffy. Kowski, last man standing, and save scenario for him. Just gonna head back through CT spawn, see if he can make it over towards B. I got a feeling the hunting party is gonna be sent out pretty soon here from rizeGaming, and yeah, a bit of a runaway half considering what we saw at the very beginning and what we're seeing now. Looks like Rise took a small amount to get started, and of course losing pistol as well. If that Molotov, going back to the pistol round, how many Molotovs they had and all that kind of fun stuff. If they went pistol, this is a bit of a different half here. And
I'm starting to see why rizeGaming did that pistol, because that's the only time they got stopped at B with that Molotov setup that they had. But just lacking the rest of the utility behind the Molotov setup is probably what caused that. But yeah, if excelling didn't take pistol, well then that would be like 14-1 maybe. So excelling needs a stellar T side of their own. But we do have a pause. I can't really tell what it was for. But final round of the half here.
Yeah, here we go. See if Rise is going to hit double digits. CT side, of course, getting a little bit of equipment, but it's funded by loss bonus. And you can see Foggy, for example, picks up an op and a vest, but can't afford anything else. Gumkowski, for example, as well. He's got a 5-7, goes with utility. He's going to be a little hurting as well. But Foggy opens up. Entry frag here for the AWP, and yeah, that's not a bad way to start the round at all. As you can see, he quickly falls back. They're trying to punish it on that T side, pushing P all the way up to Boiler, hoping he's stuck around. But it's not the case. That being said, CT is getting aggressive up Banana, and Aki takes down both. And from a good situation to absolutely terrible, things go.
That's interesting that excelling would go for banana control, like, once they get the kill. Instead of just sitting on their advantage, being how passive they've been throughout this entire half. And only 2 players up. Scratch that one as Gumkowski. He can take down these 2 players in the site. Maybe he can isolate the final one, but that's a whole lot of hope. As he's looking for the flanker here. Does get spotted out. Erkin just not afraid to take the fight. 10-5 now for Rise. Looking real confident.
Yeah, looking really solid here. As they're moving on over to the CT side, technically the favorite side, so good news for them. But we do have a giveaway that I gotta let you guys know about. Sponsored by CSGO Saloon. We've got a Boreal Forest Karambit field tested giveaway on Twitter. So all you need to do, go ahead and follow at GoRGN TV as well as at CSGO_Saloon. And then retweet that specific tweet that mentions the Karambit knife, and you are entered. That's going to be given away today, so make sure you guys get in on that. Again, if you go on over to the GoRGN TV Twitter, you should see it front and center, that giveaway. And again, just follow and retweet, and you are entered in. So shout out to CSGO Saloon for hooking us up with that. And here we go, though. Best of 1 here, so only 1 map to be played out. Haven't done a best of 1 in a little while, but nonetheless, Rise, we'll see if they're going to close this out, or if Excelling is going to have an opportunity on their T side as they go with a 5 vest play.
Yeah, the complete opposite of the pistol round investments between these 2 T side teams. 3 going to rush the apartments, while 2 sit at the back and watch, like, the T stairs. Is this a commitment or not? It looks like it's a heavy fake. Or I'm not sure what Excelling is exactly doing. They're trying to prompt Rise to stick around at A, but now they're gonna prompt the Rise to rotate back towards B and even stack it. So what we're hoping to do hasn't worked, but I guess it's just kind of a reset now, as it's a standard setup.
Yeah, I guess one of the things we can look at, Buffy and Sprad, they've used their utility early in the round. They've baited out a couple mates, but now heading back towards B, they can trade effectively, might be able to work out. Buffy takes down 1, but loses his teammate. And they actually make it around the corner. Foggy, excellent shot as Aki makes it up towards Truck. He's got his 2 teammates right behind, and they do have a kit in hand. What a duel we got going on here. Aki and Foggy both whiffing left, right, and center. Eventually goes the way of Foggy. There's 2 inside of construction, though, and apparently Foggy ran out of ammo with his USPS. That is certainly something that can happen when you get into those spam fights, but it's up to Raccoon now. 1v2. Both coming in from construction, and he just can't hit any headshots. All of the body shots.
I don't know if he's going to get to the bomb in time. I don't think he's got it. Oh, wow. No, just half a second and Excelling. Instead of planning default, they planted the back of the site, and that's all it took. And a lot of that comes down to how long all those battles were taken. It's not like anybody was instantly one-tapping each other. It took a long time to get it done.
Yeah, they had a lot of prolonged firefights inside of construction. So, yeah, if Rise just comes in and there's some one-taps that come into play, well, it's a totally different round. Considering, again, with a kit, so close. But Excelling, they give themselves an opportunity here. Now, they've actually taken both pistol rounds. So, that's pretty much given you the best chance at winning a map. But if they still can't do it, it means Rise, obviously, fairly deserving here. They can take this, but Brad, I think they botched their Molotov, and I don't know if they suspected him to be there as their Molotov went up onto the roof. Santi's going to get one on the other end. So we'll be a 2-on-3 bomb heading into B. Still lurking here is Gumkowski. He goes down, though, and all of a sudden we do have a 2-on-2. No kit on the CT side, but considering the bomb just being planted and they're in banana, might actually go for this.
I think they will with this Mag 7. I was hoping that'd be a double Mag 7 retake, but a good crossfire setup from Excelling. But Foggy's in the smoke. He's going to try to find the timing, and a perfect timing, as he will execute Aki and Erkin. But yeah, if you lose both pistols and then still win, you're doing something right. Because not only is that 3 rounds, or 6 rounds total what it should be, but it gives you 2 positions economically where you have a big chance to develop yours, which generally plays into who's going to win the match. is excelling. Just gotta make some more money here, avoid dropping too many weapons, and then we'll go from the first gun round. I'm not really convinced yet that excelling will have a chance, but banana take and 3 frags. Nobody lost just yet. Raccoon wounded, but a very clean anti-eco thus far.
Yeah, good situation for excelling guys to find themselves in, as well, round 17 was a little bit expensive for them. Second round after pistol, but that third one, again, keeping all 5 alive. So good news, but here we go. Like you were stating, kind of need to see a rifle versus rifle round to get a good idea of how this half is going to play out. As Rise, again, looked very dominant on their T side after that whole losing pistol round, and again, it wasn't till the 5th round before they gained their footing, and it was all them there on out. But some early damage dealt to the T side. Nade sent down Banana, but we see excelling taking very early Banana control, similar to what Rise was doing, but we'll see if they decide to work off of it. A little bit of mid control as well. I think we're going to see the classical just pivoting and trying to find an opening on either side before commitment.
Excelling's heading up mid now. One player here, he's pretty aggressive. He's on the other side of the smoke. I think there's a small hole through it. Not sure. That's Aki on the other side of the smoke, but excelling is going to put some pressure towards mid, falling back with the bomb. They're going to go for a wrap onto B, but now they're bringing the bomb. Okay, it is going to be a B take. So unsure if it was going to be a wrap or not. But Rise had been doing a really good job of hanging on to their smokes at Banana. They just dropped their final one, and this is going to cut it close. It's going to bring it down to about 20 seconds before excelling are going to initiate their take. Buffy right on the other side of the smoke. He's going to make it back into the site. No Molotovs for excelling here, so they have to make their way around the crossfire. Sprad gets one. There's the crossfire as Buffy peaks. And now excelling, crumbling with their Banana take, and some excellent teamwork by Rise.
And Gumkowski, 1v3, does drop 2, 5 bullets remaining, and Santi will take him down from that CT cross. So Rise, make it through that first rifle round. They keep 2 alive. Might be stretched a little thin moving into this next round. He's will be able to buy yet again. And that was interesting. I don't know. Did you spot that last smoke that the CTs threw down? Buffy was playing on the other end of it. It was actually, I don't know if it was intentionally too far to the left, but it did give a bit of a gap, and that's where Buffy initially got into that firefight. And
I think it was intentional because of how pushed up he was.
Right, and to be fair, he had the advantage. He saw that AK come around like through the smoke before the T's spotted him there. So not a bad way to play it at all. And they kind of get baited in after they spot him playing so close, and all the frags going Rise's direction.
And kudos to them as well for hanging on to those smokes, because when excelling takes into Banana that quickly, you're really tempted to drop your smoke because it provides so much safety to you when you hear all that stuff coming to Banana.
And here we go, though, as they want to string 2 in a row, does rizeGaming, but actually going to be at the player disadvantage. As Gumkowski finds that one. Going to further on to A, and Fry does drop P, so it's going to be 2v4 retake coming in from CT spawn, but they are heavily smoked off. Rise might consider saving here.
Yeah, it would be a safer option. In Rise, 4 spot on top of 2 rifles with 2 or 3 loss bonus before. Or was that excelling? Okay, that was the, yeah, I'm backwards for a moment. So I expect to see the save from Rise, but who knows, given that this is a best of 1. But excelling with a nice A take, and that's likely going to be their side of choice in the next gun round as well. So yeah, not a lot of money at all. Potentially a double save here from Rise. So we have seen a gun round now won on the T side by excelling, so there is hope. But it didn't take Rise to just go on a terror in the first half, or take very long. So where are they going to bring these 2 weapons? And they are going to force buy. Okay, it is going to be a double save because they dropped Erkin down to so little money. But Apartment's aggression from Erkin. And Buffy and Sprad with these weapons both hanging out at Banana. Excelling, taking apartments control. There goes the mag 7 down. Try is being attempted by Rise, but so far unsuccessful. Aki will get one, and he is allowed to fall back, but he doesn't retrieve a weapon. And Buffy and Sprad, their positions will now be known, as nobody had a weapon on all the A players that were killed. So maybe they'll just go for another save. I mean, if they could save them 2 rounds and avoid rebuying in their gun or in their next gun round, you don't often see that.
Yeah, no, that is this is true, and it does look like they are indeed going for that. The bomb's not even planted for one. But, now putting it down. Rise, again though, considering double save territory, someone could bring this back to 11-11, and we got a hell of a match here on our hands. Not gonna lie, after seeing Rise's T side, I kind of thought that they would finish this off on their CT front. But Excelling is really taking it to them at the moment, so creates for some enjoyable Counter-Strike. They are trying to hunt a little bit.
I guess
but...
to be fair to Excelling, maybe they just weren't prepared for that Molotov setup by Rise. Maybe, I mean, that setup got them so many rounds on their T side, and it maybe skewered my vision of them being that much better than Excelling.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Sometimes that kind of play can, it looks like one team's really dominating the other, but in all reality, they're just not as prepped for that type of play to come in. So yeah, that definitely could be the case, and we're seeing now. I will make the
MMA illusion this time. It's like if you don't know how to wrestle and you're just coming in as a boxer.
Yeah, that's not gonna work out so well as you might. Well, the other guy's gonna look pretty darn good, but only because you don't know what's going on. But yeah, no, that is the truth. Excelling, gonna head for an arch side play very quickly as well. High pace in this round, and Incendiary's gonna drop in. They try and catch. Okay, they do actually catch. So Cested inside of it. Kowski gonna try to push that same location, but he goes down to Sprad. So double kill for the rifle there, and that's a good situation considering the rest of the equipment here again on Rise. Looks like Sprad is gonna receive a little bit more action, but he does go down. But considering he got 2, gives an opportunity for maybe the CTs to get a little bit more done as Santi picks up an AK.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-3. Rise went with a really hard read that it was going to be back towards the B side. And Excelling went silent for a second, but they're going to commit to this retake. Might want to save that AK. That is not going to happen. Foggy with a nice 3K to end the round. 11-11, all tied up. Now the big one, the gun round. Excelling's economy, it's pretty good at this point. So Rise got to string them. And I'm wondering if they will go for some form of aggression. We're going to find out here. Excelling may take the lead. Their T side's looking really powerful. And the A side has been lacking from Rise, though Spread had a nice 2K in the previous one. Some aggression from Banana, and just playing at the car area from Rise. Excelling burning 2 Molotovs for the car. And now falling back is Rise, so it looks like they just intend on sticking around early on in the round and then falling back once any of their smokes have dissipated. But now Rise, since they're going for the early Banana pressure, we're going to see them drop both of their smokes right away this time. So if Excelling do fall back to B, they should only have 1 to worry about.
Yeah, as again, they have that forward car position at the moment. That's where their forward smoke just went down. And Ziso Cested getting aggressive towards A-side apartments. Goes for a little bit of pre-fire into bedroom. No one home, though. You can see the CTs are playing double on porch side, and they've boosted a player up. And I love to see this at least once on every CT side, as it's a pretty potent position to be playing from. Yeah, you're wide out in the open, but usually nets you at least 1, and, well, that's a good way to do things as they mow down the T side as they try and break through middle. Urkenp takes down Secested as he attempts to push through the balcony smoke. And it's up to Raccoon now, 1v4, and he does find 1 immediate frag on Asante, but dropped thereafter. And again, credit to that truck side stack. It's just very difficult to deal with if you don't have a nice pop flash or something. But even so, I think Rise had their top player staring into the wall. So even if that flash came in, kind of playing anti-flash positionings there.
Yeah, I like just kind of a anticipatory play. Staring at the wall, you have like one guy doing it, one guy not. So you're safe either way if a pop flash comes in theory. But Rise, can they string them together? You saw their economy being strapped a little bit, as even surviving with damn near everybody, they still are in a bad economic spot. Excelling, gonna double down. They're just gonna go through a mid again. No stack this time from Rise, but Aki and Santi will get 2. And they trade off 2 for Excelling. But still Erkin inside of the pit. And he could stop this bomb plan. If he could do that, Excelling have not yet cleared the pit, so his position potent at this point. Excelling's leaving a lot of time, but they even have a player over towards B. Now they're going to plant, but Erkin is still in the pit. Excelling have no real estate.
Yeah, this is difficult. I imagine they know Erkenp's there. He dropped a smoke before he went into the pit, like on balcony, so they must have... No, it doesn't look like it. Gumkowski almost blindsided Erkenp. Wants that spray duel back as he goes down, and now it's up to Buffy and Sprad. Fry able to trade off of his teammate up to Sprad now. 1v1, Fry in the very back of the bomb site. Sprad knows exactly where it's at, holding the angle, but it's not going to work out. Sprad with the kit should be able to collect this.
No.
Oh my god, that was so incredibly close. 12-12 as Rise just seconds away. I guess in good fashion, considering I believe that was in what was that earlier? Now I'm getting rounds confused. When was the defuse when the fountain they planted behind the fountain? There was the 1 second remaining. I think that was
first half, round 7.
Right. Okay. There you go.
I'm lying. It was first half, but I don't know which round.
I was like, damn, Laser. Your memory is on point at the moment. But now both sides receiving a taste of that is what I was getting.
Still even. 12-12, but Rise now on the save again. And this is a bad spot. I mean, the trend right now is 3 rounds to 1. And that cannot persist if Rise is going to take this. They might be looking at a double save again. But yeah, nice little drive-by.
You got both. That crossfire should always net you at least 1 frag. Like 1 in bedroom, 1 in back halls. But Gumkowski runs up the stairs, gets the first one, does a 180 flick, survives with 1 HP, and gets both.
Yeah,
and that is that.
It's always good to be the first guy to die there. Because then you could just be like, well, it's not my fault. Worth the trade.
Yep. Just an interesting situation. Rise, they have invested a little bit. You can see Sprad with his Deagle in hand. And see execute on to be underway. Getting a little bit tagged up here are the T's as they're getting caught at front sight. Buffy does go down. Still Sprad to deal with as he's got that hand cannon. He does go down eventually. Left up to Santi. He is inside of construction. Finds an immediate frag on a Fry. And with 2 players fairly low, this is a bit of a worrisome situation. Depending on how they play it. If they just don't peek and they make them hunt, well, it could be a difficult spot. But if they do show themselves, Santi heading back towards that CT cross. But from 2 different angles, you saw Foggy at front sight, as well as a player back behind a truck. And Excelling, they find their 13th round, and they are now in the lead. Priming themselves to take this map.
And Rise, with this amount of money, they're going to be tempted to force buy, and they don't. Wow. It's getting really late in the map. And usually teams, if they're hovering above like 3,600 on their lowest player, will go for the force buy. But Rise wants everything in the next gun round. And from there, they're just going to try to win out. Now, from Excelling's point of view, they're not going to be sure with a gun round or not. Aki, the timing. He almost lined them up. His teammate sailed a nade through the smoke, which did a ton of damage to Excelling, but Aki just couldn't finish.
And now T is swarming all over middle. Santi inside of Boiler. Erkenp still up near balcony and back halls. It's going to be Secested takes down one, Gumkowski to take down the other. And now it's left up to the only B players, and thanks to our producer, Laser, we're both noobs. It was actually the 2nd pistol round, so Rise has had that happen twice. Once on, because there was those extended fights in construction, if you recollect back, and they weren't able to get that defusing. So it's actually Rise 2 times now on their CT side. They've been so close to that defuse within a second, and that's just a little hard to swallow considering how well they performed on their T side. And Excelling's going to find their 14th here, so 2 away from closing out this best of 1, and yeah, again, Rise to look back at this map if they do indeed lose it, and to see what a T side they had. It's just difficult one to go back to the drawing board after.
Yeah, that's why you hear everybody say, like, the better team doesn't always win in a best of 1, because things like this can happen. You have 2 rounds, which are lost by really close margin due to time on the defuse, which can lead into numerous rounds, 4 possible, depending on where you're at in the economy game. And yeah, best of 1s, flukes can happen.
Yeah, now Excelling 14 again, 2 away. We will see Rise coming in with a bye here, and they do have a small bit amount of money saved up with 4 rounds worth of loss bonus if they lose this round. Well, of course, they would be forced buying as Excelling would be on 15, but not a point they want to find themselves in, as there's no op on the field currently. One thing to note, as the A-side players, they're actually leaving Arch side fairly open. Aki now heading back over and regaining that real estate. Whereas the T's, they are in no hurry here. You can see they've taken a little bit of apartments control. You know, the bomb actually currently up there on Gumkowski. But just playing nice and slow. Both teams recognizing a lot on the line here in this one single round. And not going to bet it on some silly aggressive play out of nowhere. We are going to see yet again another late round execute.
Where is it going to be? A bit of a fake onto A. As Gumkowski working it by himself. Trying to make himself seem larger than he is. Trying to keep that Arch player there, but the Arch, he's beginning to rotate in. Excelling, it's another fake. Gumkowski's going to try to work his way into Arch. The timing of it, Santi is ready. Not good for Excelling. They might still keep their Arch player over towards the B side, but here they come trying to wrap onto Forge now. Only one player left inside the site. His teammate is just about to arrive, that's Santi, but he goes down, so 2 on 3. And they will be able to get the bomb down safely. Problem is, 2 of them that are remaining are lit. Or the 2 that are remaining pretty lit, and they have no more smokes to play with. So Rise can retake from both positions at the same time from Arch as well as the Forge. There's the first one. Raccoon goes down inside the halls, and Rise will stay alive, and it looks like that double save paid off.
Yeah, indeed it did, as the 13th round comes in for Rise. And yeah, we are not done and over with in this map at all. As round 28, there is enough in the economy on that T side to get everything, well, except for an AWP if they wanted that. But AKs on all, Molotovs on most. Only people lacking at Raccoon and Foggy, but again, the rest with full nade sets. So it's coming right down to the very end. Urkin P investing in a Mag 7.
Bet it on the B rush?
Yeah, oh boy, here we go, as they are indeed, and this is a bit of a change of pace, but the nade stack, 2 nades, just demolishing the chances here as they are very low entering into the bomb site. Buffy eventually does get dropped, but the quick flank coming in. Aki already up banana. We'll see if they're ready for this quick timing.
If you go for the rush, you know you're going to eat at least 1 nade, but that second one was perfectly timed as well. Really wounded them before. But Gumkowski 1 on 3 needs a bunch of headshots. He will find 1.
Holy nades.
Not enough, and yeah, lots of nades. And I wanted to note in the round before this one as well, Riot went for the double save, and they used every single nade in that round. Not 1 survived. And just going to show you how much Rise loves their nades. Molotovs on the T side and the B side as well. All tied up and Excelling. What a decision. We're gonna, whoever's the strat caller on Excelling has some balls, because that takes a lot to just decide, all right, this is the most important round of the match, let's rush B.
Yep, as I guess there's definitely that unsuspecting you just why would you go for, and that's kind of I think what they were trying to prey on, but didn't work out for them. And now moving to this round, they don't have a heck of a lot of equipment. Gumkowski actually gets legged in middle. They're working that boost up over the smoke, and I feel like, oh, they're boiler play. The player at the bottom of the totem pole got a little spooked as he heard some footsteps inside a boiler there, and does make it on out. 2 quick frags. Urkin P with a triple kill, and Santi to follow it up with 2. Rise will find 15, 1 away from winning this best of 1, as again, excelling, they had everything going for them in a lot of regards. Both pistol rounds, those rounds where it just comes down right to the wire, but they're fortunate enough to pull it off. But I don't know if it's going to be enough, as Tech9 is going to be on the agenda for this final round, 30th one underway.
Everything we usually paint that needs to be in there for the upset was happening for excelling. Yeah. They had missed diffuses by Rise. They had economic control. A lot of times could have developed that into a bigger lead. Everything was there for excelling, but Rise proving that they are the better team despite all the shenanigans happening for excelling. So Tech9 round, they're going to go slow. It looks like they want to bust into the B bomb site again, but it seems as if they learned their lesson from the nades.
Oh, and what actually happened is Foggy was standing in an incendiary. He was forced, if he wanted to survive, he had to drop a smoke. And that smoke actually helped Rise in that you can see Aki is without a smoke, but everybody else still with their utility, and there's just now going to be dropping it over at B. So that one saving grace, well, Foggy lived, but it made his team not able to push up any further. That being said, we find a frag for the T side on the opposite side of the map. A bomb site now potentially open for business, as there's going to be one jumping down to the pit. Aki, he does not find anything. It's Urkin P with 2 quick ones, but he will go down 2 on 3. Are we going to see overtime?
Might see that OT excelling with the Tech9s coming through thus far. As Spread, oh, he's just on the cusp of that Molotov. And I think I'm not sure if that was intentional. They're trying to flush him out from that position, but 2 on 3, Spread on the approach. Buffy still with the smoke, so Cessid goes down to Spread. Now Foggy and Raccoon. Raccoon alone in the pit. He needs his teammate to arrive, but he looks for the second frag before he finishes his spray. All up to Foggy for the match, and excelling will be eliminated by rizeGaming.
Wow, I can't believe it came right down to the very end, even post-plant retake for Rise, but they get it done. 2 players left up, Sprad and Buffy, to get the job done. So yeah, that's going to be that. rizeGaming will move forward. They get another chance to take down Arctic Esports, as they're waiting for them in the lower bracket round 4. But that will be it for our European broadcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. We do have some Rocket League going on a little bit later, as well as another CSGO match. So we'll have X Follow Esports going up against X Elevate. Battle of the X's is what I wanted to call it, but producer didn't go with it. Anyhow, nonetheless, we got that match coming up at 11 EST. So hopefully you guys can tune in for that. That will be a best of 3 again in our Freedom Cup. So again, hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you very, very soon.
Are you an esports fan? Prove your knowledge and start winning cash on Alpha Draft Fantasy Esports. This year, we'll pay out over $5 million in prizes to over 50,000 esports fans every single week. To play, first select from hundreds of contests from the hottest esports. Then, choose your team of pros and watch their stats update in real time during games. Right now, we'll match every dollar you deposit up to $250. What are you waiting for? Redeem your deposit bonus and play Alpha Draft now.